Okay, hello YouTube. Sorry this video is late. Everything that could have possibly gone wrong with making this video has gone wrong making this video, because I believe this is the 7th version, the 7th recording, and you might hear thunder in the background. The power went out earlier, which has made it even more awesome to try and make this. So, sorry for the inconvenience. Maybe I'll be able to start doing my videos again every Thursday. Who knows? Who knows? Everything could keep going wrong. But if you're listening to this now, then I figured it out. So, let's get started. I'm going to show you how to make a blaster bolt with nothing but your bare hands and the power of your mind. Okay, so I just dragged my clips into the editor, and now I'm going to choose my frame range, selecting this clip. I want to stop it there. So let's start at frame 60, and let's end at frame 160. I have 100 frames. Alright, there we go. I'm stopping the blaster bolt. And you may have noticed this one is now broken because it is no longer set to start within the frame range. So we're going to change its global in to 60 and its global out to 60. There we go. This is just telling you the trim. I accidentally trimmed it when I moved just one of these. So now it has a full frame range because it is a 60 frame animation. There will be a download link to that in the description. And it now starts at frame 60. But we don't want it to start at frame 60, and we want it to last longer than 60 frames. So to do that, we're going to turn on loop. I'm going to select my footage. Let me turn on Force Source Tile Pictures to give them both thumbnails right quick. I'm going to select it, hit Control Spacebar to add in a merge node, and you might hear a lot of bumping. It's because this is a different microphone than the one I was using. I don't know what's wrong with it, but all the audio I've been recording with it has gone weird, so this is a different microphone. Like I said, everything has been going wrong, and it is sitting right on the desk because all I had was a desktop tripod to put it on, because my stand that I have that's not on the desk will not thread into this microphone, and it's a mess. So, sorry about that. But this is a better microphone than that one, so the audio should be technically better. But now that we have our merge, I'm going to take this green foreground nubbins and plug it into the test bolt. Then I'm going to click the view knob, and there it is. And right off the bat, you might notice that it is backwards, so we're going to flip it horizontally by clicking that up there in the top right. Hit play. Now we want it to come in to frame from off frame about there. And there. Okay. Right there. There's where we want it to stop. So, I'm going to put it where I want it. Right click center, hit animate. Move back 2 frames. And pull it out of frame with the merge selected. So now you should have something that looks like this. Alright. But I feel like it needs to start about a frame sooner. So it'd stop there. And to fix that, I'm going to click the timeline view. I'm going to select, or not select, I'm just going to move down here, click this one, move it back a frame. And this is our animation for our merge node. Go back to the flow editor, and now it comes in a lot sooner. Maybe I want to have it last 3 frames. So I'm going to grab that nub, drag it over a frame, and now it should take it 3 frames to get in. Nah, I like 2 frames better. Let's move it back. Okay. That was basically just to show you how the timeline works. It's very handy. But now we have our bolt coming in and we have it stopping. That's the easy part. Now we want to mask my face and my arm. And to do that, we're going to add in a color corrector because we're going to simulate a glow from our bolt onto my face and arm. And we're going to choose a color, view the color corrector, and choose a color that matches the bolt pretty well. There we go. About like that. And then we're going to add in a polygon mask. And then we're going to select our source footage, and we're going to connect that to a tracker node. Now the tracker node doesn't really need to be plugged in to the merge, so I'm just going to unplug it. It shouldn't do anything weird, but just to be safe, I'm going to unplug it from everything else. And this is our tracker. When you click the top right or top left nub to move it around, it will zoom in on the area that you want that it's over. I'm going to track my ear so that when I have my head mask, it will move with my head. And I'm going to move back to the frame where I'm going to need to start tracking. So back, and let's do it there, right before the bolt comes in. I'm going to move this over the ear, and I'm going to come over here and click track forward. And this usually does a pretty good job of tracking. Alright, there we go. Let's see how it did. Alright, that actually looks pretty good. And now if you really want to, if you think you might use it later, track is there. You can move your tracker up here and track back to the beginning. There you go. So now it should be tracked throughout your whole frame range. There you go. And now we're going to select our polygon mask. Even though we haven't drawn on it yet, we're going to go over to center, right click, modify with, or not modify with, connect to tracker path position. And that will move the center of our polygon mask to my ear. And we're going to do that before we draw it so that we don't have to go back in and offset it with a transform node or moving points or something. It just makes it a lot easier. And now with our polygon node selected, let's draw the mask just by clicking on our footage. Just do a quick mask there. Smooth that out a bit. Okay, and then I'm going to soften the edges a bit. I'm going to turn up the border width. Okay, and now it should be pretty well tracked to my head. That's decent enough for this. Alright. Decent enough for what I'm doing. But I don't want my head to be blue through the whole thing. Just from here onward. So, I'm going to move back to right before the bolt comes into frame, 2 frames before it's in frame. I'm going to right click. I'm going to go to where it's finished because this is what I want it to look like. So, I'm going to animate it there, then move back 2 frames. Turn it to 0. The strength, not the tint, the strength. Right click, set key. So that now, there we go. And now my face turns blue. And that mask sticks with it. And that's pretty neat. And now, if you run another mask into this, like you normally would, it would also follow that track. So if you're tracking other parts of the head, having multiple masks on the head or something, like you probably would in a more complex shot, then you would just run it into this. But since we're not going to do that for the arm, we're going to have to Control-C, Control-V, the color corrector. Copy and paste the color corrector. It's got the same animation, the same values. And then we're going to have to add in another polygon mask for the arm. And now I'm going to move to right there. And I'm going to make a quick and dirty mask around my hand. I'm just going to do it quickly. It's not going to be perfect. Not if I were doing this in a serious project anyway. Alright, and there we go. Basic mask around the hand. And now any frame that you move these points on, it will save it. So if I move forward and I suddenly select these points and I rotate them and move them, then the mask will move with them. And I don't have a tracking point on my arm. I could try to track one of those freckles, but I'm not sure how well that would work. Oop. Nope, I just want to select just these. Okay. So like that. And you shouldn't need to do it on every frame. Also, the center I'm going to animate on this. Just move forward a few frames so that I can that's the wrong one. Rotate it. I'm not actually sure what this one does. Doesn't seem to do much. Move it. Maybe change around some of the points so the mask looks a little better. Go back, play it through. And just keep doing that until it's pretty stuck to your arm for the whole time. All right. And view that color corrector. Turn on soft edges. And let's see what it looks like. It comes off my arm a little bit, but this isn't a perfect mask. I think you get the gist of what I'm trying to tell you, though. Let's see, like I could move like that up when my arm moves up, so that fix the timing a bit. So there we go. Don't know why I jumped down there. Let's view it without the border. And typically with light masks like this, you don't have to be super precise, because as you can see, that doesn't look too terrible. It could be a lot better, because I think that light's a bit too purple, and I could go in here and change the tint. The strength will stay the same, but the tint will change. But then I have to change the tint over here as well. So now the tint is different, but the strength is the same. Now it's a little too green for me. You can play with the values and get something that you like. I could probably sit here for a few minutes and play with these values. No. Okay, now that you have all of your effects composited and you're ready to output your scene, you're going to click the last node in your tree, hit Control Spacebar, and search for Saver to add in a Saver node. And then you're going to go to the file path where you want to save it. There we go. And you're going to give it a name, but do not forget to add your container. Otherwise, it will put out as a file, and nothing will read it until you add that .mov or .mp4. Hit save. And it says, would you like to replace this file? No. I did a test earlier, so let's do _1, then hit save. And it automatically changes your output format to match whatever you gave the container name. So if it's mp4, it'll change it to H.264, it should in here. But since it's MOV, it'll do QuickTime movies for me. Then I'll hit render, just start render. It will render it out right quick. And I can go into the folder, and here is our render. There you go. You have it saved out, and you are ready to do so many cool things now that you know how to track and mask and animate your masks. That opens up so many things in visual effects. That's most of what visual effects is masking. So, I'll see you guys next time, hopefully on Thursday, not Friday, where I will show you the ins and outs of Windows Movie Maker. Till then, happy April Fools.